Hello everyone and welcome back to the Code Syndicate. In this video, we will be discussing about references in Rust. Here, we are defining a string hello and printing it in the console. Let's run this code to see if everything is okay or not. Perfect. Now, let's create a function to calculate the length of this string and call that function from this main function. Let's do one more thing. Let's print this length variable as well. Here we are creating a function called len, and this function will take a string as a parameter, and in this statement it is just calculating the length of this string. Now let's run the code. Perfect. Now what I will do is I will just move this print statement below this function. Now let's run this code again. Here we got an error. This error says this parameter takes ownership of the value. Remember, we got the same error when we are learning about ownership in Rust. As per the rule of ownership, a value can have only one owner at a time. When we call this calllen function, providing this string as argument, the ownership of this hello string will be transferred to this calllen method. This is why now the Rust compiler could not compile this statement as this string variable has no value now. This is a demerit of this ownership system. But to tackle this, Rust has a unique feature, that is reference. Instead of providing this string variable directly to this calllen function, what we can do is we can pass just a reference to this string. To pass a reference to a variable, we write ampersand followed by the name of the variable. Let's modify this calllen function. As we are providing reference of a variable in this calllen function, this calllen function needs to take the reference as well. So instead of this string, we need to pass reference of the string. Now let's run the code. Perfect. Let's have another example. Here we have a function change which takes reference of a string as parameter and appends this string by adding this word to this string. Let's run this code. Now what this error all about is we cannot modify a variable using a reference of that variable. To do so, we need to add mute keyword to make this mutable reference. So instead of string, we'll need to take a mutable reference of this string. Now, as we are modifying this string, we need to add mute keyword here as well. Perfect. The thing is to be noted that we can have only one mutable reference to a variable. Let's see this with example. Here we are creating two variables s1 and s2, both taking mutable reference of this string. Let's run this code. Here you can see cannot borrow string as mutable more than once a time. So this is not possible in Rust. You can only have one mutable reference of a variable at a time.